Previously on
Hi,
BALLZ.
it's Darren and the BALLZ radio team. How are you doing?
Good, and you, thanks.
Very, very good. Thanks for joining us this afternoon. We just wanted to quickly touch base with you on this new initiative, which is something that I was thinking would be a while ago would be maybe a way to get some more bums on seats at the longer version of the game, particularly domestic cricket, and that is a combination of day-night, four-day cricket and stuff like that. And I believe it's now going to happen.
Yes, I think we're the first match only warm-up match.
Sorry, Jacques, are you in a bad? We got a very bad signal there. You seem to be breaking up a bit.
Okay, let me. Is this a bit better?
That seems a bit better. Carry on. Sorry.
The first trial match is only a warm-up or pre-season match between the Knights and Northwest Dragons. So we just want to see how it goes for 4 days. So it'll be a match played with pink balls, and of course, starts 14:50, just to see how the condition goes. I don't think the coaches at this stage are too brave to actually attempt it and to try it out in an official game, but we will definitely learn a lot out of it. And as you said, the idea is, to put more life into Test cricket, especially if you've got tests against the lower bottom of the Test playing country, the lower tier spectators have become a problem. So that is the idea behind the initiative. Just we got to test the conditions first.
All right, because I'm. As I say, this is something where, it's kind of been in the back of the mind for a while, but it obviously does bring in a whole lot of new aspects to the game, new things that captains and teams have to think about because, and I mean, you just talk about playing in Cape Town, for instance, as an example, at Newlands, where batting during the day and batting at night under lights and with the dew factor, etc., can be two completely different propositions. So winning a toss in a game like that and making your decisions, you've got to start thinking about which conditions you're likely to encounter during the 4 days, or if it's a test match, during the 5 days. So it adds a whole new dimension to cricket.
I think what will be important is factors such as the quality of lights, the conditions during night. That would include the dew factor, the time of year it's played. That will play a huge role. Initially, I can see some stadiums not be able to host this. I also think you'll have to convince both the coaches and captains of the two teams, and they're not going to take a risk. And you don't want it to be that much different.
Yeah.
But it is exciting. I think we've got to be open for it. We can list a lot of reasons why it will not be able to work, but I think we need it.
Sorry, Jacques, your phone's just gone a bit dodgy again. It's sounding like you've gone staccato every now and again. I don't know if it's something wrong with the phone or the signal. There you go. You're better again. Sorry, carry on.
Apologise for sounding like a rapper.
It does. It sounds like a... All right. Yeah, you were saying?
I think there's a lot of reasons why not to do it, and but I think it's also exciting, and we've just come up with a great test match where if you've got two very strong teams, and I just had a chat with Gary about it, if you've got England, South Africa playing, you probably want to play 5 days during the daytime, normal test cricket, but other teams, this will make it quite a lively event. Also the 4-day game, the domestic 4-day game in South Africa, is not followed in terms of stadium spectators, so maybe this can add some new life to that as well.
Yeah. Look, I don't buy into that whole thing that Test cricket needs to be saved. I mean, we have seen some unbelievable series over the last 2 years, 3 years around the world, not least of all the series against England. So, and there have been some great crowds there. There's nothing better than having, as you say, your top teams competing against each other in that kind of format. And I think Test cricket will always be there. As you say, it's what feeds Test cricket that where, people are not going to watch. So obviously, working and time of day, and also television, I suppose, also gives people, well, I'll watch it on TV, I don't have to go out to the ground. But Test cricket, I can't see it ever going into Test cricket, and I don't think Test cricket actually needs it. Even if you talk about the lower sides, their incentive is to get amongst the higher rung of Test play nations, and then that'll bring extra crowds. It's a fact of life.
Yeah, I think it does provide you that option as well. If you see a test match which you anticipate that the crowds won't come in, maybe a lower ranked event against a very high ranking team, then you have that option. You can have a look at it. But it's early days. Let's see. I couldn't agree more. I think test cricket is well and alive. Just coming back from England. But you got to be honest that even in test cricket, the numbers has gone down, and it's entertainment. We got to be able to evolve, cricket as we go on. Where it would be situated, would it only be a domestic? Where you will apply it. I think that we got to see as time goes by.
Yeah, one of the suggestions I've made, which is kind of a sort of flippant suggestion, but having thought about it a bit more. Particularly with a view to the Durban Test match, and I know that this game, by the way, is going to be played at a place I think you'll be very proud of. The fact that their facilities are unbelievable. Senwes Park in Potchefstroom, awesome lights, awesome facility for cricket. I know that's kind of a little moment of pride in your chest there. But one of the things I was thinking, like for instance, Durban with the scrapping of the Boxing Day Test, I was kind of thinking that when you have a test match on that day, and obviously not when you, as you say, involved with South Africa against Australia or South Africa against England, but when we are playing against maybe one of the lower tiered countries in the world rankings, to combine to play a day's cricket, and particularly in Durban, move it earlier, because there's always a light factor there. Start at 9 o'clock, play until 4 o'clock in the afternoon, have a break afterwards, and because the teams are so different, have a T20 game that kicks off for the evening on the same day.
Yeah, you might. These are the things we got to take into consideration. I think we got to be bold and brave and innovative with it. So yeah, well, that's a good suggestion. It's the first time I've heard it. I must actually write it down. But I think that's where we're going with it. We are looking at ways, to make sure that cricket still gets the bums on the seats. That in itself is a very, very good idea. I think if you said 20 years ago there'll be a concert, or even there'll be a T20 match, I think everybody that's a purist in cricket would have looked at you as you're from the moon.
Gone mad, yeah.
Yeah, I think the game has evolved, and cricket under lights, back has started it. What it will do for the more day cricket, let's hope it also there will be a positive influence in terms of that.
All right. Well, if that ever happens, just remember that is purely my idea. So, and I think because your T20 sides and your Test sides are so different, that you could literally, they fly a T20 side out, they send the guys back home after 2 games, then they fly the Test side out, or they come and overlap. Let everyone come together and play them parallel to each other. You got the Test matches. I know there might be 1 or 2 players that do, that do play both forms of the game, but it's very, very few and far between these days. I just think from a crowd point of view and entertainment point of view, to have, even if it's South Africa, New Zealand, and on Boxing Day, if they had the Test match going, on Boxing night, or whenever on a Friday night, finish at 4 o'clock, kick off at 5 with a T20 game between their two T20 sides. You will get a lot more people going to the games then.
Yeah, look, people vote with their feet, and if the content and the entertainment is very good, then they will come. I think these things will all come into consideration. Yeah. We'll always credit you for it.
Thanks, Jacques.
If it does become a huge success.
I'm thinking more in terms of commission, eh?
Actually, as a form of credit, we appreciate it as well.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, but seriously, we wish you all the best with it. It's great to see that. From a cricketing point of view, it's my favourite sport, and I like to see new things being tried. And I'm glad that you guys are trialling this. And as I say, it's at a great venue, Senwes Park, Potchefstroom. It's going to happen 3rd to 6th of next month. Starts 2:30 in the afternoon, and closes around about 9 o'clock in the evening. Pink balls. Side screens are going to be black, and the players wear the normal first-class white or cream outfits.
Is it going to be televised? Sorry.
I think there's going to be some television. I'm not sure it will be a ball by ball, but there's a huge interest in the game, so there will be some television reporting on it. That'll be interesting to see. What is good to actually see how the cameras pick up the ball as well. That comes into play if you're going to televise it. That's a big factor as well.
Yeah. All right, well, we appreciate your time, Jacques. Thank you very much for joining us this afternoon. Good luck with the experiment. We hope it really goes well, and keep thinking of innovative new ideas that we can bring into this great sport of ours.
Thanks, we will. Thanks for the support.
Only a pleasure, man. Cheers,
you.
Jacques. Bye-bye. Here we go. Jacques Faul joining us on BALLZ Visual Radio this afternoon, talking about that new experiment.
We the best on 3. 1, 2, 3. We the best.
2 p.m. to 6 p.m. Mondays to Fridays live on balls.co.za. balls.co.za.